Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood roughneck redneck Conap 31 here. In today's show, Louisiana is being forced to change their maps by the Supreme Court. Bill Maher gets crazy on some liberals, and I drink a few beers. Come on, man, what'd you expect? Tim Pool? Anyways, let's start with Louisiana. Supreme Court, they said some words and did some things.
Some southern states are scrambling to redraw congressional districts following a major Supreme Court ruling weakening the landmark 1965 Voting Rights Act. On Wednesday, the court's conservative majority cleared the way for Louisiana to redraw its congressional map, which included two majority
Look at
black
that.
districts,
Let me pause
ruling
that.
it relied too heavily.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Listen, if I say to you, give me a diagram based on how to root out people with varying degrees. You know, we got to get this group of 100 people down to 5, and we don't really want to alienate anyone. And you say, I have a bright idea. We'll use race. You're wrong, dude. You're wrong. Using race for anything is wrong. We all bleed red. We are all the same. We are all equal. This is not 1700. We are past this. We are past this. Get it through your heads. We are over it. You know what is racist today? Patronizing black people, acting like they're too dumb or stupid to get a photo ID. That's racist. Love you, neighbors. Neighbors are black. They love me. That dude would do anything for me, and I'd do it for him too.
On race. Hours after the decision, Republican lawmakers in Florida approved a new map proposed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis that potentially gives the GOP 4 more seats in Congress.
There it is.
Mississippi's also looking to redraw its map, particularly in the portion of the state where most black voters live.
The Supreme Court has provided a clear roadmap for any legislature that wants to engage in racial gerrymandering. It can't even be really reviewed, because racial effects aren't going to be enough to establish a violation, even if those racial effects are stark.
What is he talking
Democrats
about?
are already mounting legal challenges.
Okay, so gerrymandering is legal. Let's get that out of the way right now. Gerrymandering by race is not. It's not legal. The reason regular gerrymandering is legal is because they assume whatever districts the state draws can be overcome by the voters, regardless of how they draw them. Now, the Republicans have been going into elections with one arm tied behind their back because every time they wanted to legally gerrymander their maps, the Supreme Court or the federal courts would come in and say, no, you can't do that. You're diluting the black vote. Meanwhile, the blue states were allowed to do whatever the hell they wanted. It didn't matter. And so what you're seeing now is you're going to see a complete reversal of that. And it's going to seem jarring, but the real issue is that this was a problem that was created 60 years ago. It was never remedied. And it has been taken to such an extreme that when now fixed, it's going to seem like it's almost unfair. Well, it has to be fixed. It has to be fixed. Let's continue.
To combat these redistricting efforts, they're also looking at potentially redrawing congressional maps in Democrat-controlled states, including California, Illinois, and New York.
All right, that's enough of that. I don't want to hear any more about that. We do have a map pulled up here, I think, somewhere. I don't know. Maybe. Let me look. Let me look. There it is. That's what Louisiana looked like. Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. Just make squares, man. Make a square here, make a square here, make a square there, make a square there, make a square there. Quit with this stuff. Stop it. Both of you. I'll put you in the corner. Time out. Anyways, let's see what Bill Maher has to say. I like Bill Maher I used to hate Bill Maher. I like him sometimes. Bill Maher keeps it real. Sometimes I don't always agree with him. Let me stop right there. You and I don't always have to agree. Neither one of us are 100% right. There's nothing absolute in this world. The only thing that's absolute is the fact that you and I won't be here 100 years from now. Well, maybe not 100 years. We'll die eventually. But we're the same. We don't judge. You can call something out for being wrong. You aren't allowed to point the finger at me and say, you're wrong. That is wrong. Because we're all sinners. All of us.
You need to be checked. People need to be checked.
I think they'll be...
including your little girl.
Okay.
She needs to be checked. I don't know what.
Fuck that bitch.
Your little girl needs to be checked.
With her black
Fucking
friends
bitch.
and trans friends. And not even understanding. She
Trans?
doesn't know.
Wait, she has trans friends in third grade?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, they know they're trans in third grade.
I knew...
No, they don't.
No, one of her
they
friends,
don't.
I knew when he was a girl.
How old?
I think just turned 9. And...
Nope. Listen, guys, I got something real to say to here. My adopted son, he's on the spectrum. He didn't even know how to use the bath. He didn't know how to not shit his pants at 9 years old. Figure that one out. And you telling me he thinks he has enough sense to relay to me that he's trans? No.
And is just the coolest kid. I think
Boy to girl, girl to boy?
Girl to boy.
Girl to boy. Okay.
And she has another very close friend who's not in this school, but who's boy to girl at 3.
But
at 3
girl
years
to
old.
boy, I knew somebody who said to me, actually more than one person who said to me, a woman said, I was what they called a tomboy. If I was alive
Yep,
now
tomboy.
And acted the way I did then, that's what they would have done to me.
Well, nobody's doing.
No, I have a sister who's a year older than me. She was a tomboy. They allowed her to play baseball, believe it or not. Regardless of what the far left liberals think, they allowed my sister to play baseball. She was better than I was. She was. I can't see. I still can't see. That's why I have to wear these sunglasses. Love you, sis. She was good. She was really good. But she was a tomboy. Hell, she almost made the all-star team. And my small town almost went to the Little League World Series when she played baseball. She was almost on that team. She was really, really good. But she was a tomboy. They didn't try to turn her into a boy. You joking? You think they would have tried to turn you into a boy, sis? They probably would have. I would have had to get medieval on their asses back then when I was like an 11-year-old kid.
Doing this to her.
Well, I don't know.
Literally, nobody is doing this to
how
her.
old?
She is, or he is, either 8 or I think 9.
Okay,
Just
then
turned 9.
somebody is doing something because 8 or 9-year-olds
Yep.
can't
No, you know what they're doing?
Can't
They're-
do anything on their own.
No, they're buying them boys' clothes.
Well,
and-
then they're doing something.
They're doing something.
Sure, yes, you're right. They're buying them boys' clothes.
And telling them you're a boy now. Okay,
No,
wait.
they're not telling them. They're just agreeing with. They're like,
Oh,
going,
my
"Okay,
God.
Agreeing
honey."
with an 8-year-old because when
that's
is their
right.
when has their judgment ever been off at 8?
You know,
Anyway,
you knew
okay.
you weren't
Let me
gay,
explain what's happening
right?
here.
Let
Let me explain what's happening. He is part of Hollywood. And right now, he is so afraid to step out of that little niche. He is so afraid to say anything against trans people because all of his friends and his family is now indoctrinated. They'll disown him. It may not even be that he actually agrees with this. It may not be that he actually believes this. But he's being forced by proxy to say it.
Yeah,
It's not different.
it is different.
No, it isn't.
It's okay. Good luck with President Vance, because as I always say to my woke friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost. And this is a case of that.
Wait, what?
We voted for the same person.
You don't get it.
You're just why she lost. Because America hears this, and they're going to go, Bill's right. 8-year-olds can't really make decisions on their own like this. That's what most people are going to say. And this is where the Democrats are, with David Cross living in Brooklyn, with Mandami Loving, and this is why we're going to vote for J.D. Vance, and that's
I don't think
that's
it's
America in a nutshell.
I don't.
Doesn't mean
He doesn't agree with him. During the first Obama run, I was a Democrat. I was younger. I was going through college. I was a diehard Democrat. I didn't move my ideology. I'm pretty set in my convictions. That's why I call them convictions. But at a certain point, Obama tried to fine me for being too poor to afford health insurance. And then I got a letter in the mail threatening to throw me in prison and indict me for not being able to pay those fines. That's not America. I love this country. You know how, if you were born in America, do you understand the fucking lottery that you won? Do you really understand it? It's like what 1 in 25 maybe? I mean, it's not like 1 in a million, but man, we are so lucky. We are so lucky. I haven't been super successful in my life, but I'm not rich. I still bust my ass to take care of my family, but man, it's not lost on me how lucky I am to have been born here as opposed to, South Africa, the Congo, Russia. What else we got, Bill?
so. What they're going
Tell
to
me
say
about
though
it.
is, but have you seen the stats from California?
Read about it in a book about it.
Well,
Fourth largest economy, let's go.
Well, are they going to say good about gas prices? Are they going to say good about how high the rents are?
Yeah.
So many people live. I mean, there's a whole litany. I mean, the train. Gavin,
Okay, the train.
you got to get rid of the train.
The train,
I say this as a friend. You got to let that train go. Let the train go. It's up to 231 billion.
Can't stand Gavin Newsom.
It's not. We're doing a $119 million segment. We got it back on track. It goes back 3 administrations. I inherited a mess. We put it back on track. All the environmental work is behind us. We're actually laying the track. All the legal litigation, all the land issues are all behind us.
Bullshit.
We're actually making.
So what they're going to say though is,
Yeah.
but have you seen the stats from
Bullshit. You guys know he's allowed to lie, right? It's not illegal for him to lie. He can say whatever he wants.
California?
Good.
What? Well,
Fourth largest economy, let's go.
Well,
I'm
are they
ready.
going to say good about gas prices? Are they going to say good about how high the rents are?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So many people live. I mean, there's a whole litany. I mean, the train. Gavin,
Okay, the train.
you got to get rid of the train.
The train, we got.
I say this as a friend. You got to let that train go. You gotta let the train go. It's up to 231 billion.
No, it's not. That's
yes,
just nonsense. It's not. We're doing a $119 million segment. We got it back on track. It goes back 3 administrations. I inherited a mess. We put it back on track. All the environmental work is behind us. We're actually laying the track. All the legal litigation, all the land issues are all behind us. We're actually making.
So what they're going to say though is,
Yeah.
but have you
Yeah,
seen the
he's
stuff
he's
in
only speaking for
California?
like the next 10 feet, right?
That
Fourth
people
largest
not-
Oh, we got all
Let's
that
go.
covered.
Well, they're
Ready.
going to say
We'll
good
be
about
laying
gas
10 feet of
prices.
track
They're gonna
this
say
year.
good about how high the rents are.
Yeah.
People, so many people live. I mean, there's a whole litany. I mean, the train. Gavin,
Okay, the train.
you got to get rid of the train.
The train, we got.
I say this as a friend. You got to let that train go. You got to let the train go. It's up to 231
No,
billion.
it's
That
not.
just keeps
That's
your
just
plan,
nonsense.
don't it?
It's not. We're doing.
All right.
I would just like to say, if you're one of these people, and there's many in this country who watched that and was disappointed the president wasn't killed. See, they're laughing at that. You're not a good person, or a smart person, but definitely not a good person. I was reading.
Notice the audience shut up.
An interview with Governor Pritzker of Illinois, and they asked him, like, well, what does the next president have to be? And he said, good, decent, and kind, which who could disagree with that? And certainly Trump has often not been good, decent, or kind.
Right, but
No.
He's not Hitler.
you can't say that you are fighting for democracy or a believer in democracy and at the same time excuse political violence as a mechanism for political change. It's
Exactly.
one or the other. And that's the essence of our system, that it gives us the opportunity to change things through the will of the people
Oh, that guy
and
nailed it.
not through the barrel of a gun. And people who don't get that don't understand the basis of the system they are supposedly championing.
And an awful, that's right.
Just because you lost doesn't mean democracy isn't working. That's my message for all the far leftists out there. Just because you lost doesn't mean that democracy didn't work. The minute you think it's all right to champion getting out there and causing harm to the president, you're a communist. You're a fascist. You're a fascist. You're forcing the will of the minority by violence. It's probably why we see a lot of far leftists. And this isn't your I'm not talking to you Democrats. You're my people. I like you. My best friend's just a normal Democrat. But it's probably why we see the far leftists, the ones taking pot shots at the president of that nature. It's probably why we see them on X. I don't want to say moving toward, but they're not denouncing communism. There's like a shift. Like they understand the hypocrisy, so now they're just like, okay, yeah, communism's great. Communism's good. There's nothing wrong with look at China. Only 600 million people living on $160 a month, living in straw huts, working the rice paddy fields. That's twice the population of the entire U.S. Yeah, they're doing great. Meanwhile, the poor in America, the bottom 20%, enjoy a higher standard of living and are more wealthy than 95% of the entire world. Think about that. The bottom 20%, the poorest in America, enjoy a higher standard of living and are more wealthy than 95% of the entire world. When 600 million poor Chinese living on $160 US dollars a month are out there working the rice paddy fields, our poor are living on $900 US dollars a month, depressed in their home watching their 75-inch flat screen TVs, wondering why they aren't richer. And until you have an answer why that's worse, till you have an answer why The 20% poor, living on $900 a month, who have some nice things, who are just sitting around wondering why they aren't richer. You have no argument. You have no argument. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because on X I've been seeing a lot of pro-communist and pro-Chinese propaganda. And I don't know if it's coming from the far leftists or if it's coming from, from China. It very well could be. But the problem is if China propagates this nonsense on X, the far leftists fall right into it. They do. They start sharing it. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and you'd be doing me a huge favor. Leave a comment below. And I'll try to hit you up in a couple days. Later on.